welcome. Ooh, I can see we've already got people in the chat. So welcome to another fun RightBlogger stream this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are. And I want to just say hi from Los Angeles today. And I can see, oh my gosh, so many of y'all are popping in the chat already. Thank you. Please tell us, where are you tuning in from? We've got Right with Kelly from Missouri. We've got Vancouver in the house. Welcome, Vancouver. Oh, this is so good. So good. What's up? Ooh, love to see this, y'all. Thank you for joining us today. As you all know, we are going to be reviewing your websites, your blogs live on screen today. This will be recorded too, so stay tuned. If you want to wait for your site and you got to roll, come back later, check it out, see if we covered you. We got so many submissions. So Andy and I want to say thank you first and foremost for trusting us with reviewing your websites. And we will not be able to get to everyone in this stream today. So we do plan to do this again in the near future. This is kind of the most fun format we've found for doing these live events like this. So we definitely want to do more of them. If you have friends you know that you want their websites reviewed, please direct them to our form, live.rightblogger.com, to submit their websites, and we'll review theirs too. But let's get this party started. Andy, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. I'm also in Missouri, so hello, right with Kelly. Yeah, so doing pretty good. I'm amped up and ready to go, and even got my purple light on, so we're ready to go.
We're all on theme today. We've got the purple going. It's very like we're turning into spring slowly. A lot of good stuff going on these days.
And we had a
Oh
good
man.
question here, so it will be a surprise who you review. Yes, Ryan has picked out. I don't know if it was your favorites or
No, we
how
went
did
we
you
went
pick? That's
very
a great
fair with
question.
this one. We went in order of how people were submitting to our forum, and also we had to ensure that there was going to be a mix of types of websites that we're going to be pulling up and reviewing. So we've got some really cool, interesting stuff that y'all are doing out there. I'm really excited for this one. We've got small business owners, we've got people who sell products online, we've got traditional bloggers, content creators, we've got some really unique stuff too. And so I'm pretty excited to dig into this. And as many of you may know, if you've watched some of our previous review style streams, we don't do any homework here. We like to just take this as it comes and give you our raw feedback. We'll pull up some research tools. We'll often show RightBlogger and some of the things that you can do using RightBlogger's tools that can help with the growth of your websites. However, this is really going to be designed around actionable feedback for all of y'all. So thank you. Thank you again for submitting your sites and trusting us with doing this. So without further ado, I want to give right into this because we want to maximize our time spent on these reviews. So please, 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 as you have questions, there is no bad question. There is no wrong time to ask it. So please pop your questions into the chat anytime you've got one. If you see something, you are curious about what our take should be on something like that, you're doing something similar on your website, just ask. And we'll try and get to all your questions as soon as we can. And towards the end, we can also take some more time for Q&A. Andy, any other housekeeping stuff that you want to mention before we dive on in?
Like you said, I think, even if your site isn't picked or any of these aren't your site, I think we're trying to give more of like an good general advice. So hopefully this is like super actionable. And like you said, Ryan, we haven't really done any homework before this. So I think we'll have some good tidbits and things that are just kind of off the cuff. And I just want to iterate, like, this isn't meant to be like, we're not being like super critical or anything like that. It's, we're here in good fun. Everyone here is here to learn. Ryan and I are also big learners. So, we're all part of this together. So yeah, let's dive in.
Yeah. We're here to build up. That's the big takeaway here, is that like this is all to be interpreted as positive insights you can take to improve your results for your site, for your blog. But, you know, Andy, you actually made me think of something. Before we dive in, I would love to drop a quick poll to everyone to just hear. We're still learning about who shows up to these live streams. Are you a RightBlogger user? Have you been using RightBlogger already? This is on our RightBlogger YouTube channel. So I'd just love to hear. Andy's going to drop a poll here into the stream. If you're already a RightBlogger user, or if you're brand new and you're like, what the heck is RightBlogger? So we would just love to hear, to get a sense of where you're at and where we should be taking our future streams. So that poll is going to be dropping in here in a second. And let me just start bringing up my screen so that we can dive in to the good stuff. And we want to make sure we share the right screen here. There we go. Cool. Awesome. All right. So here we've got on our screen, this is the RightBlogger homepage. This is not a plug fest. You will not be sold to in this stream. I just wanted to show you, if you do not yet have a free RightBlogger account or you haven't taken our tools for a spin, please do so. We also have unrestricted plans that you can upgrade and use our content planner, our automations and things like that. Our paid plans unlock the best use of everything, and we have a super generous money back guarantee. We're real people here, and anytime you use our tools, if you find that they're not a good fit for you, we are more than happy to do what's right by you. So if you're curious about how our auto blogging tools can help you scale your content automations and grow your traffic, please just dive in, check it out, ask us questions anytime. So with that said, we've got some questions here already popping into the chat. This is so fun. You guys, you rule. We had one question that was, I don't understand RightBlogger, how it would benefit me. My biggest issue is getting followers, right? And so to just very quickly address that before we hop in, RightBlogger is a content automation system. You set up automations that connect directly to your website, and you publish SEO optimized content on autopilot straight to your blog. And there's a lot of stuff that we don't want to, redirect this conversation here and get too far into the weeds, but you'll set up a lot of customizations inside your RightBlogger account so that your AI behind the scenes here understands your website. It knows the topics you should be covering in order to rank and drive traffic. It'll write in your voice, your style. It'll connect with your YouTube channel, turn all your videos into optimized content that's designed to rank too. And so that aside, I want to dive into what we are here for today. So let's pull up our very first site, which is Remodeler IQ. This one comes from Gustavo. So Gustavo, thank you for submitting your site here. And now let's dive in. So Andy, I want to ask you, what's your quick interpretation of what this site, what this business is?
So just from a quick glance, it does remind me of a lot of kind of vibe coded sites because they kind of follow a similar pattern. I do like what we're seeing here though. The color, good use of color, not overly done. I'm just trying to glance. Let's go back to the top though, real quick, if you could.
Don't overpay on your next home remodel. That's like the main header one here. And yeah, Gustavo's in the chat. You're with us live, so thank you. Yes, you got it. Cool. So Gustavo, feel free to pop into the chat with any additional context while we're spending some time on your site to tell us a bit about it. But I like this. This is pretty cool. So the general pitch to me is, take your contractor bids, upload it to Remodeler IQ, and figure out essentially what may be wrong with this bid, or where there's red flags, where there's hidden costs. And so this kind of helps you as the homeowner to better navigate your remodel project. I think that's fair.
I think from a quick quick scan of the hero section, I would probably put a screenshot or kind of like a simulated screenshot of that area. Kind of like showing you like this person said $2,000 and it's like struck out, I think that would be pretty cool.
To me, the biggest takeaway for a tool like this is, holy crap, this thing's going to save me money. Like I feel like that's the number one pitch, is like, this will identify cost reduction stuff for me in my remodel. Like that seems like the real kind of core thing that I would care about as the homeowner. And so I would visually represent, like, have, as Andy said, like maybe some sort of chart or graphic that shows you like like cost savings racking up, even an animation of like dollar signs kind of like clicking up and showing you how much you'll save. That seems pretty cool. Like it's pretty text heavy. I want to see visual representations of this like value prop.
And I would also think about the colors a little bit in the header at the very top, like when you're in the hero section, like the green for analyze bid, the green for the button, and the green for the home remodel. I like that, but I probably would make the analyze your bid free, maybe that like a more punchy color. Basically, like the one button you want people to hit, that's going to be like your primary action, and that's like orange or something like that. Just so like people don't get lost in the visual flow of what they're looking at here. I would probably also consider where it says trusted by thousands of homeowners, put like 3 photos, it like circles. RightBlogger, we do the same thing. Just so it feels like definitely also do not use like AI photos or stock photos of people, but you could probably ask a couple customers if you could add their photos there. I think it would add a little more trust because then you're like, you're kind of feel more human in that element.
I like that. Now this is cool. Like here, as you scroll down a little bit, there's a little bit more like it's a carousel style. Like this feels like an MVP website, basically. Like this feels to me like it's new. It's very clear that this is new. That it's like relatively simple because I'm not seeing charts, I'm not seeing graphs. I'm seeing stuff that looks cool, right? Like I understand what the value prop is of this. And I like seeing the data partners here. That's fun. Find a trusted contractor too. I would even say like there may be a few too many different types of calls to action going on here. Analyze your bid free seems like the primary CTA of like what your win event is, because that, when someone uploads, I'm sure there's an account capture mechanism before you get your results. If not, that's certainly what I would do. Here we go. And I wanted to actually take a couple minutes here before we move on to our next site to look at the tools, because I really liked seeing the tools. Andy, you pulled up a question. You want to hit that one real quick?
Yeah, just a great feedback, kind of reiterating what we're saying. I think the analyze your quote should be bigger because I thought they were selling remodeling services for less. Great piece of feedback there. Especially because the word home remodel is like the primary wording at the hero level. Maybe like save money on remodels or something. As the like that green text or something, or even the overpay maybe.
I like that. I like that. Now, I wanted to look real quickly at some of these tools because I'm such a sucker for free tools. Free tool SEO has been one of our like #1 acquisition channels. So publishing free tools on our websites, and I'll just show you an example on my blog, ryrob.com/tools. We've got something like 50 or 60 tools here that are all designed to help my audience, bloggers, marketers, SEO people. And each one of these tools is a separate traffic funnel that brings targeted people to my website. And we direct people also to RightBlogger for even more. And so this is the kind of SEO play with something like free tools that works exceptionally well. And inside RightBlogger, Andy even built this feature called Tool Studio, where you can design and build your own embeddable tools, drop them into pages like this. But I just wanted to give a quick analysis of this and say, Gustavo, that I love to see that you're doing free tools. However, you're doing 75% of the work and not completing the last 25 that actually will make this page rank and get traffic. And so this is super thin from an SEO perspective. The content here is not chunky enough to actually get this page properly indexed and ranked. You're going to need to have like 1,000 to 2,000 words of SEO optimized copy down below here, below the tool, that explains how to use the tool, what the key takeaways are, the benefits you can expect by using it. And I would also highly, highly recommend making a YouTube video that you can embed here as well, where you just, even if it's super simple screen recording, walk through the process of using the tool, show people what the takeaways are. That embedded on this page with some SEO content, I think will noticeably increase your rankings for these pages.
I do think that's also a really fantastic tool idea, the labor rate
Yeah.
lookup. I'm sure that's something people look up all the time. Um, just needs a little more content, like you said, I think.
Yeah. Cool. I love that. Okay, Gustavo, thank you. We got to move on. We want to cover as many people as we can here today. So next up, we've got Fire Your Career from Angela. Angela, thank you for submitting your site here. Now, when I land here, I see something around like, something between a blog and also a consultancy, a thought leadership site. We've got speaking, books, media. This is clearly Angela is someone who is building a brand for herself around this financial freedom through your career take. And I really like this because so much of the FIRE movement, the financial independence, retire early movement, teaches things that are much more in the lane of entrepreneurship. And so I like to see that this niche is a little unique. This is focused on how to achieve your financial independence and retire early with your job, with a career. So I like this. This is cool to me. Andy, any quick takes from a usability design perspective here from the homepage?
Well, I don't know if you realize that Fire is it's like a big community. I don't know if you're
It
familiar with
is.
that, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's scroll through one more time because
Yeah.
I do like the concept
We've
there.
got a big header. Like to
Yeah.
me, this header takes up a lot of room visually. Not necessarily a bad thing, but that jumps
Yeah.
out to me. And we've got basically these are category pages right here. These all jump to different category pages on her blog and take you to different pieces of content. And then
All
this.
right, free PDF.
This looks like
Keep
this
going.
is a kit embedded form for like a content upgrade, a lead magnet, but it's embedded in this weird circular thing.
Yeah, the rounded edge looks like it got too high there. So keep going down. Is that the full page?
This is the full page.
Yeah, I'd probably think of a main hero area on the very top here, because the issue is you have 3 different areas, which is great, but I'm sure there's one action that you actually want people to do. If you have one really good post or like a breakdown of the best posts on your site or a way to hire you, and that's like your main action, that's kind of what I would think about putting at the very, above these advance your career, accelerate your savings, like one action that someone just lands on the site and they go, oh, I get what's happening here. And they just want to, if they don't want to do that, vice versa. I think that'd be a really great way to do that.
I completely agree. And Angela, I want to show you my blog homepage as an example of a couple of things that are missing from that top hero section that Andy just mentioned. This has been optimized over the course of more than a decade to be exactly what this looks like today. I have my main super clear header here. Learn how to start and grow an online business. That's what you're here to do when you're on my blog. Now, on your site, it's kind of here, but it's not super clear, right? I would want to see this text, your main thing that you're here to teach people, be much larger on the screen here in a like main header section. And also, where are you? You're missing here. This site is all about you. You are the reason that people are going to want to tune into your content and stick around, join your email list, watch your videos, read your blogs, and you need to be front and center somehow, some way here. Those are a couple of things that jump out to me right away.
Go to the start here link, because I think that could be a good hero, actually, whatever that goes to. Okay, let's see.
Cool.
Yeah, I think this
is kind of a blog roll, very text heavy. Again, like we want to see imagery. We want to see you here. And this looks essentially like just all of your content or all of your favorite content, let's say.
But you do a great job on with the graphics and things like on the homepage. I think that's something we should call out also.
There you are. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
We love seeing this. Angela, this is awesome. I'm really happy that you have some imagery of you here in the mix on your site. I want to challenge you to build that into more of your pages, because you really are the reason that someone's going to want to continue sticking around here too. Okay, so other than that, And I would recommend maybe doing a light redesign of this embedded kit form right here so that this looks more natural and expected and isn't cutting things off here. That's gonna be a good
Or
starting
do an
point.
exit intent or something like that, which I assume Kit can do, but ain't that
Yeah.
big because I saw it was on every page.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. All right. We're going to jump to our next one here. And this one is ELU Art Therapy. This is going to be let's see. Actually, we didn't get a name with this submission. This was just what I found to be a super interesting website, therapeutic wall art for healing spaces. And I really like that this was a very clear header of what this website has. Like this really does it for me when I'm like, I have no questions or doubts about what the site is. Now, above the fold here, this menu is a little bit of a disaster to me. This logo doesn't fit the brand really, the visual brand to me. There's a lot going on. It's hard to see. It's hard to read. This is just
And
super funky.
I think we can go on a good quick detour of logos and branding. Like if you squint your eyes and look at your logo, it doesn't
Yeah.
work. If you turn it black and white, doesn't work. That's kind of like the big test. So it's like when it's small, does it work? And that I think that's like a big it's kind of missing some of those rules there. So I do see a lot of people on their blog in their logo put a lot of text or stuff like that. You really have to think about if this is small, will someone recognize what's happening here?
Yeah.
Because the logo could be even some of the wall art. It looks like it's circles and things. It could be like a really cool looking, just like a couple of circles, or I don't know the science behind this, but I'm sure you can represent that in a really cool visual way.
And you can see here, there's just like, there's duplicated menu items here from the header bar. There's just a lot of like cleanup that needs to happen for this user experience all above the fold here to even make sense to me. And Andy just pulled up a really
We
good
did
question. What does hero mean exactly? A hero section is what you see when you land on a homepage before you scroll. And a good example of that is all of this here on my blog that has an image, a header, a subheader, and a call to action. This is a well-designed hero section for something like a blog, an individual's website. Okay, so let's take just a couple more minutes here to look at this site. Now, one thing I notice here is that this header, this text right here is, I think, maybe a part of some sort of static image or other type of resource because I can't highlight this text. This text is
that's
not
probably why it's
actually
off
being
center
read,
too.
and it's off center, right? So
Yeah.
this is probably a static image with a couple buttons overlaid on it. But the big problem with having a static image as like your main, header text on a page is that the actual text won't be read by search engines or AI platforms like ChatGPT. So this header, therapeutic wall art for healing spaces, is a great descriptor of this site. However, it's not even working towards this site from any sort of beneficial SEO perspective.
I just love the niche that this is in.
I know.
It's
I thought this was
something.
such a unique one.
I mean,
And yeah,
everybody
we've
so
got,
far has been really really niche, and that's it's awesome to see, like something you would never think of.
yeah, and we've got cool products, right? Like there's testimonials, there's, people who've bought these products and put them in their spaces, right? Like I would question how real some of this stuff is. This looks like
Yeah.
stock or AI, like free pick. And so this is a huge credibility destroyer to me to see a stock image here. And so things
Especially if
like
those
that,
testimonials are real, then you
big
should,
alarm
even if
bells.
it's a bad selfie from the person with the wall art in the background or something like that. Um,
Yeah.
I I think people get hung up on like really high quality professional images, but it
Yeah.
does the opposite effect these days too.
Yeah. Cool.
Same with a lot
Okay.
of these pictures are kind of like photoshopped, which is
Yes.
fine if you're just getting started. If you don't actually have any, it makes me think that this hasn't been installed anywhere.
Right. Right. This the site overall, like the funky user experience elements, the questionable stock images, the maybe real, maybe not customer testimonials, that all contributes to me feeling unsure that I would want to purchase from this site. And so, yeah, take all those things into consideration. Make your site look, feel real, and designed for real people. All right, let's jump ahead to our next site for today. Sweet Space Living. This is going to be from Usama. Thank you very much for submitting this. I was really excited when I saw something like, home decor blog, essentially, because I love these types of niches. But Andy, what do you think? Homepage here. It's not super long, but it is very image heavy.
Yeah, typical kind of magazine style. The biggest thing that popped out to me is, I assume this is WordPress. By default, the WordPress username is admin, and that is kind of the biggest thing that really drew me in. Like, this isn't authored by somebody, or
Yeah.
even like a persona. If you hit about, does it go? Is there actually like a about the author, or
No,
yeah,
that's another big red
I think.
flag.
Yeah, I think that nowadays that's like so important. To go back to the homepage real quick,
Mhm.
but if I think
Anytime
like,
you're
you
hiding
know,
behind not showing who you really are on your site, there's something, something is off to me as a reader.
or I don't really promote this idea, but I would come up with like a persona, or just have your first name. Like, you just don't want placeholders basically, and that's kind of what I'm seeing with that. Um,
Right.
in terms of the post, let's see, scroll down.
I
Um,
like the images. I mean, they're
yeah,
certainly good enough to where I can't tell if they're AI, at least yet.
yeah. And the blog layout's decent. I probably would fix those social buttons to be a little more engaging, or it just looks like kind of like a placeholder or something.
Yeah.
Let's go up a little bit to the very end conclusion.
See what our
I
call
would
to
probably
action is.
also invest some time in with tall images like that. You could put two side by side in WordPress if you do like a gallery.
Mm,
So then like the images aren't full stacked, like full height while you're scrolling. I think that'd be a little more engaging, especially on the phone too. You wouldn't be scrolling past all those.
yeah.
And like you said, there's no call to action to like buy
Right.
something, or there's no internal links. That's when you link to other pages on your site. I think those are things that would really benefit here.
I would assume this site is relatively young, would be my guess
Yeah.
from landing here. And it doesn't yet feel focused. It doesn't yet feel connected to someone real or even a real company necessarily behind this website. And so to me, there's some trust factors that are lacking here. Like even the author name says by admin. That's pretty much an instant bounce from me. Anytime I land on a site and the person publishing the content isn't being forthright about who they are, I'm just going to leave because I'm going to go find the information from someone who is going to be clear about who they are. Trust is a super important factor to me for anything online. So, Andy, let's jump to our next one because we have a lot of good sites here. We've
We
got
got to
this
do
one.
this again also. This is amazing.
This
This is
was
a
a
good
really
site. So many
fun
great
domain name.
submissions.
I love this domain name. This was from Rania, Bachelor of
Love
Travel.com.
that.
What an awesome domain name. From a quick perspective here, I like the logo. It's simple. My eye is immediately, though, visually drawn to this huge white space. There's so much visual real estate here. And Rania, you're not taking advantage of having some sort of hero section. Again, I hate to show my website again and again during the stream, but this is what a really effective hero section looks like, where you deliver your super clear key takeaway for what someone's going to get by spending time on your site, and you ask them to take some sort of action above the fold. These are seemingly simple but super important things to do. So when I
If you put
land
my
here,
site up, it's a good example, I think, too, of what a
yeah,
travel blog can do, with because it's the same style of stuff. Basically, just all I do is say go to my Instagram or go to destinations,
yep.
on the very top, the hero. I haven't
And this
updated
is
this in a
so
while, so
simple.
but But it's basically like, here, you want to go see travel guides, like
Yep.
take the user there. Um,
Yep.
Go back to let's go see their site
All
again.
right. So to take
Yeah,
a
and
quick
I
look
think
at
that would
some of
fit.
this.
That would fit perfectly above the top there too. So,
Yeah.
can you
And
scroll
some
down real
sort of
quick? Is it?
tagline that's clear.
Yeah.
I
Oh
like
yeah.
this
This is
background.
great. This is great though. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, we're seeing a lot of content, right? A lot of destinations already, which is awesome. Travel fundamentals. This block could use some visual love for me. Like this is not, it doesn't stand out visually, but I like the content choices. Like there's some good choices of topics, like 50 plus awesome things to do in Thessaloniki. That's cool. I liked this, 40 books, 40 travel books that will fuel wanderlust and teach you about new places. That's super cool. Although this is very washed out. The text is very washed out on this
Yeah.
background. And so I know Andy would probably recommend having a greater opacity on this background. But cool to see
I'd probably bump
Rania.
up the text size too. Yeah,
Cool to see
exactly.
you
The
front and center.
I think that should be on the homepage too, like in between the
Yeah.
destinations and everything else.
Yeah.
Because
Like
we kind of keep going over that. Just be you,
Mhm.
show you. It's okay.
It is true. But you have some good stuff going on your homepage. Like this to me is is a blog that could be so much more with some light tune-ups, a little more like putting yourself front and center. But like, look at this. You've lived in 6 countries before your 18th birthday. You've visited 35 more. That's as qualified as you can be to talk about traveling. And so I like seeing, you have the credentials for this type of thing. But when I'm looking at this particular piece of content, I would be shocked to see that this content ranks well for something like travel books. A few key things that jump out to me. This hasn't been updated since July of 2025. We're now in 2026. I don't see a year in the headline at all. Um, I would bump up the headline to be, probably delete this question, want to understand the world. Headline should jump straight to 40 plus travel books that'll fuel your wanderlust. That's more SEO optimized. Get your primary target keyword phrase as close to the start of your heading as possible. And also, this content is relatively thin. You've got a sentence or two about all of these books. There's no real commentary. And I would even imagine that your keyword phrase, travel books, is only mentioned one real time on this page. It's here as a tag as well, but the keyword you're trying to rank for is only mentioned once on the page. That's never going to do enough work for you from an on page SEO perspective. And so, I highly recommend giving this an update because you already went through the work of curating all of your favorite travel books. And to see that you did 90% of the work and that last 10% of SEO optimization is where things kind of stumbled here on this post is sad to see. I want to see this content perform better.
I think we got a great question here. Is do you actually need to indicate who wrote the post if you're a one person blog, like a personal blog? It really depends on your goals of your blog, but I would say yes. What do you think, Ryan? I think, even if you're just starting out, it's really important, especially now with like the amount of AI posts and AI content that exists, to like show who you are. Tell, it's okay. Tell people who you are and why you're writing these posts. I think it's a really important part.
Yes, I will second that. Having a super clear who you are as the author of your content in very clear places is so important. And hyperlinking your author name to a list of all the posts you've written is also incredibly important. This is a seemingly simple thing. However, the AI platforms like ChatGPT, especially, but also Google search engine algorithms, they want to attribute content to a real person. And this is how you build up your web of authority, credibility, trust online today, is by having high quality content that is clearly connected to your name and attributed to you as the author. So that is super duper important.
We also just got another. This is a fantastic question and something I see often
Yes,
messed
this
up.
is from Ryan.
Sh-
Ryan at Liquid Breathwork.
Should I be going into old blog posts and updating them and changing the date, or making sure to post new blog posts? So number one, make sure your theme can show when a post is updated. I know Ryan likes to actually change the Ryan here, not this Ryan, but I know Ryan likes to change the actual publish date on his just because like kind of pushes the date on there. But yeah, make sure your theme is able to show when the post was actually updated, and then when you hit save, it should show on the site. And you definitely don't want to just go in and change the date and hit save. Google is tracking every single thing about your page, what you're actually changing. So I definitely recommend at least like a 6 months max, like the age of them. Like we constantly are going over our old posts and like revisiting them and adding content and changing things. So like for example, if you had a post like best hiking trails in Maryland 2025, you would not want to make a new one 2026. You want to have all of that effort into one post that's just best hiking trails in Maryland. And then, you know, every year you just update the title and the URL stays the same. So you're getting all of that work into one like really well structured URL. And if you're using WordPress, you can also get a plugin that shows when a post was last updated, and it makes it really easy to kind of sort your posts in your admin by the last updated. And that's what we do. We just look at the oldest updated and then take a couple minutes on each post, kind of update them, and that's a great way to do it.
Oh, I love that. I'm really glad you spelled that out so clearly too, because content updates, I'm not even kidding you, updating your existing content library is the best way to get more traffic to the stuff you already put time, effort, energy, work into. And as like, you know, we run sites that reach 1 million people a month collectively across all of our different sites. I've been the head of content for companies generating hundreds of thousands, millions of readers a month to their sites too. And what I consistently see, no matter the size of the site you're working on, is that as you continually build your content library, the effectiveness, the worth, the value of that content decays very quickly and just continues to decay over time until you come back and give it a substantive update. We're not talking about just changing the published date and moving on. You need to do things like update the header. You can run through all of your sections and figure out like, all right, what is this now missing for today? What's, you know, the user intent of the search for when someone lands here? And is my post adequately answering that? And to just show you a little bit of how we actually do that behind the scenes inside RightBlogger, we have a tool that's built specifically for doing this, because I know we have a lot of RightBlogger peeps here on our stream today. The AI SEO editor allows you to import content from a URL. So this is just kind of a recent blog post from RightBlogger. It's going to pull all of this content in, all the formatting elements will come through the right way, images, links, etc. And then I'll pop open an SEO report here. I'll create a report. The report's going to suggest the right keyword phrase for me, AI blog outline prompts. I'll select that, generate the report, and then we're not going to spend any more time on this, but you'll be able to auto optimize it based on the report here. And so that's a simple like 5-minute process for updating your existing content. Okay, so let's jump ahead to our next website. So we'll keep cruising here. I love this one. This submission comes from Danielle. This is Lucid Med Hub. And what I really liked most about this was like the combination of nailing the headline and the like immediate authority and trust I felt when I landed on this site. This is a very good example of a dialed in hero section. So before I even scroll, I see like having a nurse in the family. I see Danielle right here. She's even got her stethoscope on. And so she's got, you know, RN, BSN, her qualifications. She's got quotes from people right here on her hero section. So Danielle, you're absolutely nailing your above the fold stuff here.
Yeah, I think I have no comments. Exactly. It's who you are, what you do, and what people think of you. It's really just gives you everything you need to know.
And then as you move forward here too, like it does not take much scrolling to get to the primary call to action from Danielle. Schedule a call with me. And then she talks about what she offers. She's got the book now embedded little widget right here that allows people to book an actual real consultation immediately. And I love seeing stuff like that. We could get nitpicky about the design and the layout and how this box continues on, you know, much longer than this content over here in the sidebar. So there's all this unused real estate over here as you're scrolling. But overall, this is a really well done homepage. I like this a lot. We've got this call to action to join the email list too.
Yeah, I think you're dead on with like the design could be slightly improved, but the root of what we have going on here is very well done.
And something else I really like too, Danielle, about your site is seeing that you have popular videos in your header menu. That is a sick thing to put in your menu up here. If it had just said videos, it'd be way less interesting to click on. But seeing it say popular videos like that, as you saw, that drew me in to click on it. I really like seeing that. And then seeing that, hey, Danielle knows what she's talking about. She's been publishing here on YouTube. She links to her channel to all these different videos here as well. And so this is, I mean, this is all really awesome stuff. 60K subscribers on YouTube. So like you're clearly killing it here. And we want to see you continue to do really well with your site. This is very cool.
Yeah, I think the only feedback I would say is like a pop-up or something maybe to get people's email address, because I see you have a newsletter. Yeah. Only thing I can really think of. Really well done. Popular videos. We should copy that too.
I've got a very, yeah, we will. Danielle, we are learning from you today. But
yeah,
kind of a really big one is that you have all these awesome videos on your channel, right? This is sick. Like this is great content. You've got 60K subscribers. You have 352 videos. None of those videos appear to have driven blog content on your site. I don't see a blog anywhere. And so you have all of this authority and knowledge you've been blasting out on YouTube, but you're not capitalizing that for your own website. And that means you are far less likely to be cited as an authoritative source in these AI platforms like ChatGPT. You're far less likely for Google's AI overviews to recommend you to people who are searching for help along the lines of what you can provide. And so what I would highly recommend doing is what we do on RightBlogger. And on my blog here, I take every single video that I publish on my YouTube channel gets an automated blog post like this scheduled and sent to my site. And this happens all behind the scenes using RightBlogger's content automations. So I don't even think about this. Whenever I upload a YouTube video, I have a daily automation that takes this video and automatically writes this SEO optimized blog post that gets published automatically to my site, complete with internal links, which is great for SEO, complete with images, headers, formatting elements that will help this content to get ranked on Google. And it'll also significantly increase your ability to get swooped up as a source, a recommended person or a service in tools like ChatGPT too, because the internet still operates with text as the primary means for understanding who a person is, what they're good at, and how they can best help people. And so by not having those text-based versions of all that gold video content you've already made on your site, you're leaving a humongous traffic and authority opportunity left untapped.
And unfortunately, it's Squarespace, so we don't have an automation for that. But and no one can, because no one can automate. But yeah, still, it's really easy to turn those videos into posts, especially really quickly.
We have a one-off tool that I would highly recommend using called the Video to Blog Generator, where you can just super quickly, automatically create content from your blog posts, and it'll look something, you know, along the lines of this. This is from a video that I'm about to set live here, probably today. And this is what you can see. One of these draft posts looks like it pretty much exactly what you saw on my blog. So I spend very little time in the editing, and part of the magic of taking your videos, turning them into the SEO optimized blog posts using our tools is that it uses your words, your style, your tone, the way you talk about the thing in your video. So it's super easy. Let's keep on moving because we have
We have a
so many
lot.
more sites.
Someone's probably seeing their fav icon up there, and they're like, "We're not gonna make it."
I love it. Let's clean up our sites here. Okay, so we will get to everyone we've got up here in our stream browser. So if you see your icon, fear not, we'll get to you today. This site we've got Bixie. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This comes from Matilda. So thank you, Matilda. This was a super fun niche. I love to see this because it's also regional. It's buy dog and cat food online in South Africa. That's a pretty solid header for a website to me. Like that's exactly what someone's going to be searching for. And I think you're pretty well optimized from that perspective. Now, where things get a little funny to me is seeing like this image is hilarious. Like this makes me laugh. Seeing this, dog on vacation, it makes me laugh. However, for a website that I'm gonna consider buying pet food from, I would really like to see real photos, like real images. For some reason, that feels like just a little bit of a disconnect where the goofiness, the humor of it, like that has its place maybe in blog content or something. And I would want to see a more real presenting homepage here. Like all of these images are fun, but they don't make me feel as much like immediate trust in making a transaction here. Andy, how does that land with you?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think one thing also to note is, especially in e-commerce and kind of when you're really trying to do high conversion events, I would probably study how Chewy's site is set up because it looks like they're trying to have the same kind of market, get renewable subscriptions of animal food. The reason I say look at your competitors, I know it's really tempting to be original and unique, but most users who land on your site, like especially if Chewy doesn't serve your country and you're kind of the like competitor to that, users expect a site to work a certain way. You know what I mean? Like I think that's something that's often overlooked. Like how we talked about doing the hero images on every site. Like when you land on a site, you expect the same things every time. The shopping cart on the top right. So I would really study what Chewy is doing or other competitors like that.
Yeah. And same sentiment here too. Like these testimonial images being AI generated cartoons, that also immediately makes me think, okay, this is probably not real. Even if it is a real testimonial, it makes me think it's not. And so I'd say, just generally speaking, I would, for an e-commerce website that you're asking people to land here and make a transaction quickly, I would just kind of like grow the content up a little bit, grow the user experience up as far as like maturity for this type of business. But what I will say is on your blog, in your content, the videos you make, that's where you can be silly. Like I would still have fun with it. However, from this homepage credibility perspective, I would just sort of level this up with real more mature, I guess you could say, more professional-ish images.
And also like muting the colors of the background so then the dog and cat options are more apparent. Like basically like making it more subtle, the background image, and probably add a minimum height to the header hero so then it's more like filled out properly because it looks kind of strange the way it currently is. But that's kind of like a design nitty-gritty thing.
Beautiful. Okay, let's jump to our next site here. An Acre in the city. This was a really fun one. I love this domain name. This is from Teresa. So Teresa, thank you. I wanted to shout you out specifically for having a really nice header hero image up here where you are front and center. There's this map icon here. Like this is a cutout, almost looks like a cutout of a state even, but it's like a torn map / photo too. I love this. This is really cool. This is a very like on theme, on brand thing for a travel blog. I like this. And then we've got up here in the header, boredom not on your watch, get the free road trip fix, which takes you to an ebook. That's cool. I like these little category, sort page links right here for your main things. And then you have a greeting for people. This is a really well done homepage for a travel blog. I love seeing this. And then we've got.
I don't know if I have any feedback currently. This is great. Especially, I mean, I'm someone who's probably done a lot of these road trips, and I love this.
Yeah, we've got blog roll here too. This is really nice. Common FAQs about road trips. Okay. 3-step planning. All right, there we go. Let's pop open just one of these individual blog posts. Let's find a road trip post because I'm a road trip nut too.
So someone said, "Why all travel channels?"
Okay, we'll take that into
account.
Ryan.
Yeah.
12 best U.S. road trip routes because it's what we're obsessed with. We've got the updated on here. That's nice to see. However, what I will say is this doesn't have 2026 in the headline, and that is something that just helps a lot with this type of content in particular. So highly recommend updating your content for the current year you're in. We're now almost, we're 3 months into the new year here, but there's cool formatting elements. The chart here I really like. You've got a bunch.
And if you have a link, if there's a post about each of those road trips, which I assume there is on this site, I'm guessing those would be good links to put over there if those pages exist. And if you don't have those pages, make them.
I do see a bit like, when you get past this table here, which this table is awesome for SEO and for AI overview type stuff. But then we get to something that says excited about Maine. And then we've got multiple calls to actions here. These are all affiliate links, which is cool. But then we've got another call to action for something totally different. There is just a little bit too much attention diversion for me. You're asking me to do a few too many things, I would say, before getting to the real content that I'm here for, right? Like, ideally, I don't have to scroll as long in order to get to the real meat of what I'm looking for. But once I'm here, I see good content. There's an image for all of these, I'm going to presume, which is really nice. You've got
that table could also go to anchors.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, that probably would help. Yeah, like you click that and it scrolls down.
Hyperlink this to the first item. Yeah.
You can do that in WordPress if you go to the block and there's like and the advanced drop down. Just look up how to do that. They're called anchor links. Beautiful.
I love this. Okay, let's jump ahead to
this is great.
Next site. This is really fun. Ooh, this was I really, Andy, I wanted your take on this one. Before we even scroll, Frame Surfer, this one comes from Bennett. Thank you, Bennett, for submitting here. Now, this site has some interesting stuff going on, but I wanted your take. What do you think this is?
I'm kind of confused from, is real estate one word also? I don't know if that's.
It should not be, in my opinion, it should be 2 words.
But
and there's also just
stories,
weird capitalization structure going on here.
Yeah, I just have no idea what this. I'm assuming it's an AI video generator, but yes. And you're pointing out very specific, to me, strange examples. I would definitely work on what that says. I mean, so you can generate, it looks like it's mostly stories based in the background. So I would put short form story. I guess that's what it is trying to say, stories in terms of that. Yeah.
This is it's an interesting product. When you scroll, you get a little bit more of an understanding here. Once I get here, I start to understand. Basically,
I would probably put that second.
Yeah.
Exactly. After the hero.
This should be just below the hero, right here, right?
Yeah. Because I think I understand that's a common quizzes is a common shorts format, so I think that's what they're talking about now. But the fact that it says any other type of video you can think of, it's very confusing the way it's currently set up.
Yeah, this is way too confusing of messaging for an above the fold section here. I mean, it should literally be as simple as something like generate, AI generated short form video clips, like done in minutes. Like that is a super quick
Yeah.
thought out version that's better than what you currently have here. And I think from a user experience perspective, this is a fantastic call to action here. Create my first video. You have this little animated thing typing in examples. Like this is really good. I like this quite a lot. But literally all of this right here would make me leave immediately if I landed here, because I'd be like, this makes no sense to me. I'm out. Seeing
Yeah. It's like, this isn't for me.
one word too, like there's just weird stuff going on, despite cool name, cool domain. Like there's things about this that are cool. I would just leave pretty much immediately because it's very poorly described and presented up top. Now it gets a little better as you scroll. Like this is a little better. It makes sense. But when the top landing section is so ineffective at describing what your value prop is, people are just going to leave before they even get to seeing this other stuff.
Yeah, I would guess that's like a big market though, maybe real estate. So that maybe I would,
Right.
if I was you, I would make a landing page like /real estate /quiz it, like quiz. Think of a URL for that, what people are looking up, but make landing pages cater to each feature. If that's a big use case of people using your service.
The real thing I would do truly is, if this were my business, I would probably niche this way down to be like, okay, of the, let's just say for sake of round numbers, of the 100 people who've created free accounts with me so far, what percentage of them are in real estate, or what percentage of them are people who are making quiz content? Like understand who is using this product already or who you want to be using it, and then focus, like die hard on that niche. Like if you went literally all in on being an AI short form video generator for real estate, that's a pretty massive niche that you could own right there, and you could really build out your feature set to like tailor it to that type of person. So a couple of things to think about there. We're going to keep cruising though, because we want to get through 4 more sites here before we wrap up. And I know we're already coming up on an hour, so we're going to hang as long as we got to get through this. Now, our next site, Life Reparked, comes from Jessica. And Jessica, this is pretty cool. I really like something that takes a disease, a problem, something that people are like really struggling with, and seeks to be a positive resource for those types of people. So we help navigate life with Parkinson's disease. It's a hub for all things Parkinson's. We provide a roadmap and community to help navigate our journeys together. That's pretty beautiful. I love to see stuff like this. Andy, what are you thinking so far? What's your quick reaction?
I love the design, love the colors. I think I would change read our story to something. I would assume you're selling something, or there's some like get the roadmap, or help your family member or something like that. Looks like maybe a dead image there. Yeah. That being said, I love the design and all that. Let's go back to the homepage. Yeah, looks like there's some missing images there. Might be a
cool.
Small
like
technical
the
thing.
whimsical design is really nice. Like I love like bold design choices like this. Like it is pretty fun.
Also a great niche. Like, I mean, not something that is sensitive subject, but it's very nice that this is something.
My letter. Okay, cool. So this is it's a super personal site, which is cool. We do maybe we have some broken assets going on. Like I'm not seeing images load. I do have an ad blocker on, but that shouldn't really be affecting something like blog images. It looks like some resource loading issues here. But yeah, I get curious too about calls to action. What's the like number one most important action you want someone to take when they land on your site? Is it that you want them to read your story? Maybe it is. But I would argue that it's probably something much more like join the community. You mentioned community here. I don't know if that's in the form of a Facebook group or some other community type of platform you're running, but I would highly recommend making that your primary call to action. Like this is probably a major thing that people are seeking out who would land on your site from your content anyway.
This is fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah. What's the services tab also?
We've got speaking and workshops coming soon.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
I like this.
I mean, I feel like this would be a great use case for like a PDF or some post, like kind of tips for navigating this type of thing. Because that's like would be, I think, a good way to go.
This also, like this topic, right? Like this is a super sensitive and challenging topic for many people. This is like prime content for video too. Like, Jessica, you'd be comfortable doing videos about this topic? Oh my God, that's going to really connect with people so much more than just written content, because over video as the format, they get to feel you. They get to like understand your story, your journey with it so much more intimately than just reading. So I hope that's some helpful guidance. Let's jump up to the next one, which, Andy, I chose this one for you. This is LobsterAnywhere.com. And this one comes from
I was just reading a list of the top sandwiches in the world, and number 7, Maine lobster roll.
I love that. Oh, this is so great. Okay, so Joe, thank you for dropping your site here.
This is awesome.
Now, Andy, I also chose this one because Lobster Anywhere has a pretty killer like domain authority. Like they are doing decently well already when it comes to traffic. Like Ahrefs has them at an estimated 38,000 monthly visitors, down from a high not too long ago from say 63,000 estimated monthly visitors. And so this site is cranking some traffic already.
Like we said about the logo, I feel like the logo is kind of hard to, maybe that white outline on the lobster needs to be simplified, I think, and the letters need to be kind of, I'm sure that's the logo that's been there for a while. So that's like the first thing I think of.
The logo's from 1999 too. Ho!
Yeah. It is good though, because it quickly establishes trust with what it says. Yeah. The shopping cart being, what is that, a pile of actually I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what it is either.
Looks
like a brick oven or something, maybe.
I'm sure that's it's something that has to do with lobster rolls.
Cage, I think.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. Just like small things like that. Yeah, I like that as a concept then. Yeah, and I
mean, I would consider like the real primary target keyword phrase you want your homepage like this to be optimized for is probably live Maine lobster delivery, and that's the smaller text here versus the 27 years of perfect lobster rolls is bigger. I would highly consider switching the emphasis here, because you want this live Maine lobster delivery to be your actual header 1. And if we inspect that, I can see I don't think this is a header 1 element. No, this is not a header 1 element. So
is the 27 years in there in each one? I assume that is.
This is a header 1. This doesn't appear to be a header element either.
Yeah. No. Definitely update that. Basically, you want your main subject on the page to be a H1, header 1.
Yeah.
Most website creator tools have that. This is fantastic. This is great. Like that bar, exactly bar what's happening. Yeah.
New England seafood kits shipped to your door. This is a killer like secondary keyword phrase here. Very well done. Email.
Amazing branding. Great design. Very clear what's happening here.
Product pages.
And actual verified reviews. Yeah.
I'd love to see photos of these reviewers personally. Really like to see that.
Might be a Google Shopping widget, I think.
And then the step-by-step. That's okay. Okay.
This is a fantastic example of everything, really. If you go to the very top and go to the, oh my gosh, and the return to top is like a little compass. I love that on the bottom right.
That's fun.
Great. Yeah, great theme. If you hit shop lobster rolls, I just want to see what that experience is like. Or in the middle. It's hard to give any feedback. I mean, this is so well done.
It takes you directly to that specific product page too. And that tells me this is probably their best selling product. Holy crap, is there a lot of content on this page, huh? This is honestly, this might be too much content. Like this might run the risk of like over optimization from an SEO perspective.
Well,
But if
yeah.
it's working, it's working.
Well, someone's spending a couple $100 on this. They want to see every detail,
Yeah.
It's hard to even give feedback. I mean, it's
I think it's doing well.
I just think it's great. Yeah.
I mean, they rank 47 for lobster roll. I mean, damn, I would love to see you guys rank on page 1 for that. That would be so much more awesome. Lobster sandwich, you rank number 10 in Google for that. That's pretty good. But dang, I would think, some stuff I would do to tune this page up. I would run it through like an SEO optimization tool. The one in RightBlogger is great for tuning up page copy like this. And I would also get some more images in here. Like this is very text heavy. Literally, I can promise you, literally nobody is going to read all this. This is like just for search engines, the way it's designed, and Google doesn't really love that. Google likes to see more formatting elements, images. This page also, I'm thinking this page lacks a video. Now, you don't always or often even need videos on product pages like this, but given that you're taking kind of an SEO play here to getting this to rank with a lot of content, I would highly consider some sort of video sizzle reel about your lobster rolls here somewhere on the page, not up in this carousel necessarily, but down here somewhere.
I will note, if I look up order lobster roll, they're the second organic result.
That's amazing.
Which is fantastic. And they have all the schema of the reviews in there and the price. It looks like your competitor, mainlobsternow.com, and they actually like are $3 undercutting them, which is, this is obviously a really competitive area.
Yeah, this is cool. We love to see this. If you want any additional advice or anything like that, reach out to us if you're watching here. Joe, happy to give you more feedback. Let's go ahead.
The thing that, go back to the shopping page. The one thing I probably would add is on the bottom right of this image, write the image of the product image, or have like an element that says 1 kit equals 6 rolls, or like, because right now I'm like, is 1 kit just 2 lobster rolls for $200, which it might be, but from what reading obviously, as you read, it kind of makes more sense, but I think that would be something that would make it a little more clear, because people might think they're only getting 2.
That's such a great point here, because it does give you, how much poundage you get here.
And I have no idea what that, for me, I'm like, I don't know how many pounds I need,
Means nothing to me. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah, even in parentheses, 1 kit, is 4 lobster
2 roll. Yeah. That would be, yeah, I think that would help, like, because then you're like, okay, I understand what's happening.
Probably honestly help conversion rate too. I would guess, since enough people are hitting this page every day.
Yeah, this is insanely good though. It's the branding's everything's aligned perfectly. So in my opinion, most things.
I want to see you guys do videos too. I'm not seeing, like a YouTube channel or anything promoted here. If it exists, it's a little on the buried side. Here we go. There we go.
The checkout should also scroll when you go in that main area too on the shopping page. Just like one small piece of feedback.
Cool.
But yeah, we need to move to the next one, I think.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
They even have customer pictures and stuff too. So yeah, they are crushing that.
Nicely done, Joe. All right. Our next site is Clutter-Free Now. This is going to be from Pam. Thank you, Pam. We appreciate you submitting. Now, some really quick, immediate stuff that jumps out to me when I land here is that I don't see a hero image at all. I don't see a clear header 1 that describes what you do. I can see, I can start reading the text and understand what you do, Pam, but I would love to see an image of you, an image of, maybe a before and after side by side style image that shows a project that you've gone in and organized, and have the header one text say something to the effect of, like, you've got your two locations here. I would even say something like decluttering and home organization in Washington, D.C. and Denver, Colorado. That would be a really good H1 here.
And the logo is broken, I will note, on the header.
Yes. Broken logo. Please fix. Please fix. We hate broken logos. But I like to see videos. Like, this is nice. Having videos here, like, video is such a nice way to welcome people and have them feel like more engaged. So that's nice. We've got a clear call to action that just slid in here. I'm ready to declutter now. Send me my guide. We've got client testimonials, but this is all, it's pretty text heavy. Like, hopefully on a homepage, there should kind of be no point in which I'm scrolling and I'm only seeing text.
One thing I'd say is also turn your ad blocker off if you could for this page for a second.
We're blocking some stuff. Oh, there we go, huh?
No, there was some at the very top that I got that was, I guess it's not working. Oh, also, I love this comment here. Ryan's trying to get that free lobster roll.
Got that right.
But there's a I don't know if you're going to be able to trigger it, but just something to look at. There's a it's like a placeholder theme from the theme that popped up on mine, and it asked for my email address, but it was like not designed for this site at all. It was like a default thing. So that's something to really look at. It said like, "Hi, I'm Jane." It just looked like it was an ad or something. It was very strange.
Okay.
And the broken MailChimp form
embed broken here.
Yeah, I think this is like more of like technical issues mainly on this one.
Yeah. When we jump over to the blog here from the just/blog homepage here, this feels too generic. It feels like it hasn't been customized yet. It says subscribe to blog. That's not the right verbiage here. Something better would be like, get my best decluttering and home organizing tips. Something like that. Maybe shorten it a little bit more. But tell me exactly what I'm going to get by subscribing to your blog. I don't want to just subscribe to a blog. I want to learn something. I want to get something out of it. So you could tune up that subscribe ask call to action there. This is fun. Top 100 organizing blogs. I like to see stuff like that. But if we pop open this piece of content here, we've got how to mindfully declutter your new year without dragging yourself through another 30-day challenge. Okay, that's fun. Mindful decluttering. Now, here we go. Mindful decluttering. If that's the primary keyword phrase, mindful decluttering, I would want to see that written in that format in the header. So, mindful decluttering 101, how to, declutter your new year. Something like that would be a little bit more of an optimized headline here. But we've got key takeaways. This is a really nice element here, specifically for AI platforms and for Google's AI overviews. When you give this really nice, like, bullet list formatted content, it gives the search engines and AI platforms super snappy, easy to understand stuff that increases your chances of being recommended as a source here. And I'm not seeing much by way of media, like images. This is a lot of text. This is far too much text without some visuals to break it up a bit. But there is a lot of content on the page, but not enough imagery. I'd also really encourage, like, the use of videos. We saw, Pam, on your homepage, you've got videos. Create some videos to go along with most of your blog posts, especially the stuff where you could publish the video and meet some sort of topic demand on YouTube, and then repurpose that video to be published on your blog. All right, Andy, anything else you want to add before we hop over to our last site we're going to be reviewing today?
I think you covered most of it. Yeah, piece by piece, your site is a living organism that, you know, you constantly are adding to. So take it day by day, you know.
Day by day, that's the only way. All right, our final website we're going to be reviewing today is someone who's a website pro. This is Code.inc from Stacey. Stacey, thank you for submitting your site here. You design beautiful websites. You offer reliable support and measurable growth. That's pretty good. Your personal WordPress expert and website bestie. Like, that's also fun. Like, that sets the stage for your tone, your branding, the way you want to come across. And seeing you front and center here right on your hero section is also really nice, because everyone knows if you're hiring a web designer, someone to help you with your site, you're going to kind of care about who that person is and how they present themselves. So I like a lot about this. Andy, what are you thinking?
I think
As a fellow WordPress designer.
I love it. It's a very opinionated design, which that's what I love. The only thing I'd say is that from this quick view is the logo. It doesn't match the style and vibe. It feels like
You're
just
right.
completely disjointed. Like that's and the great domain name too. Like
Incredible domain name. Code.inc is so awesome. But yeah,
I think the logo, if it was like a marker, it looks like it's like a corporate, you know, type of thing. I love the Google review little widget. Let's chat, get to know me. I mean, that's fantastic. I would probably make the let's chat a different, like both, like if you look at all three buttons here, they're all the same hierarchy. You want to have like one action. So I would probably make like the let's chat on the hero section, like orange with white text or something, just so like your eye goes there. It's like, okay, I want to hire Stacey, you know?
This is also like, this is the button you really want people to take. First of all, this button is sick. Like the animation
so fun
is really good, like absolutely awesome, but it should jump out more. And let's chat is probably the button you want people to click most on here. So when you offer more options for people to do other things, they will often do other things, or rather they will do nothing because they'll be overwhelmed by being asked to do too many things. And so you could leave the get to know me here if you really wanted to, but I would just have that, you know, you've got that on your about page probably. Yeah, it's the same link. So
it could also just say get to know me with like a squiggle line underneath it, like it looks like a link. So it's not like a button. Also, the two actions I like personally, but yeah.
All right. Isn't it wild how much stress even one website can cause?
This is fantastic.
Like the visual branding of this. And like, this is cool too, because this question kind of like agitates the, you know, the problem, the difficult challenge that someone has when they land on a site like this. And here we go. I think this is too text heavy. Personally, I'm not really one to be reading paragraphs when I land on home pages. So maybe some formatting elements that reduce the text and more visually communicate. Also would love to be seeing a video somewhere by now too, that introduces you and what you can do, since you're like so good at killing this branding stuff already. It makes me very curious to see a video of you, but I like these different service offering boxes here too.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Yeah.
It is getting
definitely like the formatting.
Scrolling a lot. Yeah. Like now there's too many, in my opinion. I would maybe move some of these over to just a services collection page, because now it's like, oh my gosh, do we just look at 15 different ways we can work with Stacey here? Like, am I so overwhelmed that I'll just leave? I don't know. That's an interesting thought. But I like that you have
the actual sites there. Yeah, that's nice.
I would almost what's bumping these up further, like seeing the things you've made for people is so good.
Well, her site does such a great job at doing that too to me. Like, I'm like, oh, you clearly know what you're doing, you know, like based on the site.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
great. So many good elements here. I really like, I shouldn't be having to scroll this far down the page to still be seeing like impressive new elements. Like, some of this stuff is so good. I would highly consider like reworking placement of some of these things. But I did.
And for that last one, Oh yeah, the header. No, before you click that, the amp in those blog posts is incorrect. It's like doing an ampersand. Yeah.
Blog ampersand here.
Yeah, that's an easy fix though.
This is a nice like mega footer menu though. I like that. Yeah. This is fun. You've got a lot of like good links here. Some service pages, like you have dedicated service pages. So I wanted to pull one of these guys up. Website design and development. This is a dedicated service page, which is excellent. I'm glad you have dedicated pages for this. And there looks like a lot of content on these pages. Again, it is super text heavy, not necessarily a bad thing. However, I would also really like to see some sort of like video from you. This is great though. Like this is
fantastic. Yeah. Especially when you have a page for every type of thing, and the expected cost is so nice too. The fact that you're like, okay, I know if you're for me or not. That's kind of, I think, a big quality. You know, you probably will get way more leads if you remove that. But for me as a shopper, I prefer to see like, okay, I can see what's going to happen here.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to see, oh, Stacey, I really want to see you make videos because I feel like they're going to be so good. And maybe you already do, but I shouldn't be wondering at this stage of having spent this much time. The true cost of web design. This is interesting. Ooh, what a good looking blog layout. I really like this. This looks super nice to me. Like the good thing is everything about this site is like, it's inspiring me to be like, okay, yeah, I would hire someone like this for my needs. And yes, the table of contents scrolls. We love that. I'd love to see a call to action here, or even like a free tool, or, you know, like free tools seems like something you perhaps haven't done yet. You've got quizzes, newsletter, free email series, all resources. Free tools would be some very ripe playground for you to make tools for people to even do like, you know, website design estimator tool. Like you could do high purchase intent tools that allow people to interact with free stuff on your site, get some value, answer some questions. But yeah, I'm seeing nice custom elements like these bullet points match your visual brand, which is cool. There's the nice little scrolling progress bar going on up along the top. Font choice.
But still no images or anything.
Still no images, which is kind of surprising.
Maybe no.
How good the visual brand is.
Yeah, and no internal links, I think, too, or any links at all. Maybe not even a single.
There might not be a single internal link on this page. If that is the case, then that's a big problem for sure.
Yeah.
This content will essentially not be taken seriously. And across all of your content, if this is a common theme where you don't have internal links, you are missing out on so much potential traffic, because internal links allow you to build that web of authority of what your site is, the, you know, trusted, credible source on. Like professional web design could link to your service for web design. Like that's like a simple one. Yeah, like you could bring people back to what you're doing. Is since you have such great service pages. Yep. Yes. Oh, this was a good one. Okay, we're gonna wrap up our session here today with Stacey's site. Stacey, awesome site. I want to reiterate this offer to everyone whose sites we reviewed today. If you want a little more feedback, if you have specific questions based on stuff we covered or mentioned here, feel free to drop us an email anytime. We're contact@rightblogger.com. You'll get us there. And we would love for you to please, if we didn't get to your site today, stick around, like tune in to more of these live sessions. Keep an eye on your inbox because we want to do more of these. We plan to do about weekly live streams here, and we want to hit more of them. Andy, you pulled up a question. What do we got? Yeah, how do you pick the sites that you chose, basically? That's a great question. I think we got 12 or 13. We got 13 sites in today. That took us about an hour and a half. So mental note. We could go a little quicker, but I love to spend like real quality time on these. And so we chose the sites based on a combination of the order in which they were submitted. So the people who submitted their sites first, we started there, and we began evaluating them based on, can we offer something substantive of value to these people? So some of the sites that y'all submitted were not yet ready for us to give you advice because they were super brand new. They were a homepage that had a couple of lines of copy and image on them, and they just weren't quite ready yet. And we wanted to choose, as best we can, a kind of diverse sampling of different types of sites, different types of businesses, different niches, different subject matters. We may have gotten a couple of travel blogs in here. That's my own personal bias. However, we're going to continue to try and grab a mix of different types of websites where we can showcase different things that are going on, different things that could be improved.
Travel blogs only next time.
We'll do a dedicated travel blog stream for all the heads out there.
Well, I think next we should do like an audience one of how to grow an audience would be good too, because I saw some questions about that.
Ooh, I like that. Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you all again for joining us here live. If you're catching the recording, thank you for watching as well. Please subscribe if you're not already to the RightBlogger YouTube channel. That way you get a heads up about our next streams as we do them. Keep an eye on your inbox. We'll be going live again, I think probably same time, same day next week, Thursday, noon Eastern. And we will see you guys on the next one. Andy, thank you for crushing this today. We appreciate you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. See you.